last night NASCAR race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and let me tell you what, the racing last night was so much better than the one in the race in the spring. William Byron wins, and this race was rain shortened. Let's get started with this video.
Back to reality.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of In the NASCAR. Another Monday morning race review edition, the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let me tell you what, the racing last night was phenomenal. The best, probably this has to be my favorite Atlanta race on the new configuration. Really was my favorite race on the configuration. So much passing. Like, you can barely even pass in the spring. This year, this race, in the summer, in July, you can absolutely make passes. So, yeah. So just gotta get that out of the way. Eric Almirola led the field of green. He was your pole sitter. And he dominated for like the most part of stage one. And then we have Fords like Logano, Blaney. They were up there as well. The Fords, man, they were fast last night. And yeah. And when we tell you what, the racing, like I said, amazing. We had drivers that can push. We had Blaney and Logano working together. And then Harrison Burton, he did good in qualifying, but spun out in the back straightaway. Almost collected Denny Hamlin and Todd Gilliland. Yeah, also, this was Kevin Harvick's final race at Atlanta, and the start of the race was really, really memorable. Richard Childress got to drive a 29 and Kevin Harvick on the side, with Harvick driving alongside, and they were like side by side with each other. That was awesome. That was really memorable, especially this is Kevin Harvick's final race. Unfortunately, he spun out late in the race, and then he probably finished outside the top 20. So that's unfortunate. So, yeah. But, yeah, stage one, amazing finish. Almost won by Kyle Larson, but Ryan Blaney passed him at the last second. He beat Larson by 28 one-thousandths of a second. So, stage one was awesome, was great as well. Handling. I think the reason why it was like more passing was because of handling. Because we didn't even see that in the spring because of the temperature. Back in like March, it was cold. Like you couldn't even pass. It was just too wide racing throughout the entire race. But this was better. The handling was better. We saw it in qualifying as well. Same thing in the Xfinity race. So the Atlanta race this spring, the spring, is not really that better. Was not really good. Was like I gave that the Cup race a 3 out of 10, like I said. But this way better. So yeah, Ford's dominating, and then stage two we have Byron spinning out with contact with LaJoy. Speaking of which, we have one driver we need to talk about, Eric Jones. He was really like aggressive. So was really aggressive for a little bit of a portion. Wow. Especially with the weather coming. Weather's been an issue. Like weather has been really been thing that NASCAR's been talking about since like stage one. So that's why really the drivers have been like really like pushing it because they don't know when the race is going to end because of this. So yeah. Stage two, we saw the RFK cars up front, saw a lot more Fords, and three wide racing, guys. Let me tell you what, three wide racing. We saw that for like multiple laps last night. Multiple laps. You couldn't even. This race, like I said, is just absolutely incredible. Like, much better of a race than what we saw in the spring, in my opinion. So, yeah. And then stage two had some wrecks, like with LaJoy spinning out in front of the field that collected. Gibbs, Reddick was involved, Ross Chastain, Truex was involved in it as well. Um, Yeah, Kyle Larson, he spun out and had like Kyle Larson spun out, and then he had that tire popped, and that basically damaged his day and ended his race completely. Took also had Chase Briscoe involved and Austin Hill. Um, I mean, I couldn't tell if Eric Jones made contact with Larson that time, but I don't know. Just yeah, we had some pit road strategy. There was some strategy, a little bit involved because of the rain. You either had to choose either one to either stay out and get in track position. Track position is key. There were like drivers like Christopher Bell, maybe even Bubba Wallace, that charged their way up through the field because it was much more easier to pass. But track position, it does matter. It can matter. So yeah, stage two, um, and then unfortunately, my favorite driver, Denny Hamlin, spun out. Alex Bowman got loose. Alex Bowman, he had a fast car tonight. But unfortunately, he got loose. He was having handling problems and got into him, which unfortunate, but that's just racing, in my opinion. Because obviously it was Bowman wasn't that obviously wasn't intentional, just happens. So yeah. And then NASCAR, they did get to the halfway point of the race. They got to the halfway point, which is like 130. Which is if you get to 130 or the end of stage two, that's where the race will be official, and it did. So, yeah. And then after the end of stage two, where Brad Keselowski won, much drivers are at the front of the field came to pit road to get like new tires, and the drivers who like stayed out, like went to pit road earlier, they stayed out and gained track position, like William Byron, Michael McDowell, Allmendinger, some of those other drivers. They went up towards the front of the field and get really good track position and really gotten a chance to win this race. And William Byron, he was able to get out front at the right time when that caution came out with Bubba Wallace and Ryan Preece spinning out. I believe they made contact with Ryan Preece made contact with Blaney and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That caused a chain reaction that caused Ryan Preece to spun around and Bubba Wallace having nowhere to go. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Denny Hamlin had a little bit of damage from that wreck as well. Kevin Harvick, like I said, he spun out in stage three. I'm not sure where he finished. Hopefully it's not too bad. It just happens, unfortunately. Um, yeah. And then the rain came out, and William Byron wins the Quaker State 400. This is his second win on the new configuration. He won the first race on the new configuration last March in 2022, and now this year, the Quaker State 400, the summer race. So William Byron just, in my opinion, really seems to like this track. Things have been just going good for him. So yeah. Um. So yeah, the racing really good, really fun to watch, and like I said, this summer race way better. So yeah. Pit road was also really dramatic as well. We saw Truex and Michael McDowell spin out. We have multiple drivers having penalties. Um, Tyler Reddick, Danny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson. They all have some sort of pit road penalty day, pit road penalty last night, and yeah, there was just so much drama on pit road, especially because with the weather coming in, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta get track position, and this race to me was attrition because of the weather. I just feel like this happens because the racing was just amazing. Really amazing racing. And yeah, so, well, the racing's been great. Now I'm going to show you guys the top 10. So here is the top 10 right on the screen, right up here. So William Byron won the race, finished first. Daniel Suarez finished second. So that's a really good point today for him. AJ Allmendinger, he's one of my picks to make the playoffs this year. He finished his third. He's for Allmendinger, these have been a really good 3 weeks for him. Michael McDowell, obviously good at super speedways, fourth. Kyle Busch at one point hit the wall with Noah Gragson. He finished fifth, so that's good for Kyle Busch finishing top five. Brad Keselowski was up front late in this race, managed to charge up through six after being on pit road, for getting some new tires. J.J. Yaley, a Rick Ware racing car in seventh. Good job for J.J. Yaley. Justin Haley this past few weeks for JJ Haley have just been really great. The past couple weeks, he finished second and then another top 10 at Atlanta, so good job for Justin Haley. Ryan Blaney, 9th, he won stage 1, and then rounding out the top 10 is your Daytona 500 winner, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So, yeah, Eric Jones, he finished 11th. My favorite driver, Denny Hamlin, 14th. Cindric was up front. At one point, Brylan with Keselowski, he finished his 12th. Chris Buescher was up front as well, finished 15th. Yeah, Logano and Almirola, 17th and 18th. And, yeah, the Store Haas cars, I mean, some of them were good, while some of them were at the back, especially with Priest. I mean, they were good, was good today, was good last night. The SHR cars were good last night. It's just some bad luck just happened to them. Harrison Burton, after spinning out, finishes 28th. Martin Truex Jr., I don't know what happened to Truex. He finished 29th for some reason. I wasn't sure if he wasn't caught up in the wreck or what. I know Alex Bowman finished 28th, Reddick 27th, Bubba 25th, he got spun out. Just looking at the results. Kevin Harvick unfortunately finished 30th, tough break. Corey LaJoie, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, they all finished below 30th. So, yeah, I don't think I really have anything else much to say really about the results. So, yeah, William Byron won the race, and yeah, here's your top 10 on the screen. Yeah, congratulations to William Byron. So, yeah. So, in conclusion, this Atlanta race was way better than the one in the spring. So there's so many more passing. The racing was much more fun to watch. 3 wide throughout the field, throughout half the field was fun to watch. There's so much more moving around, really well. And especially to start off with Kevin Harvick's salute, Richard Childress going along with Harvick around the Atlanta Speedway. That was Harvick's final race. Atlanta ends up finishing 30th, so really unfortunate, but yeah, and the playoffs, they are getting tight. Unfortunately, Bubba Wallace is only -3. It's like -3 below the cut line right now. So, yeah. But as we get closer and closer to the regular season finale, we're going to be talking about the playoffs. And right now, as I'm looking up on my phone right here, the last driver in is Michael McDowell. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Sorry if it's. Hold on. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but Michael McDowell is +3 above the cut line, along with Daniel Suarez. You can see AJ Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs and Cindric all down there as well. So the battle for the playoffs is getting really tight. It's gonna be really interesting to see who's gonna be in position to make the playoffs in these next races. And congratulations to William Byron on winning this rain-shortened race. This was rain-shortened by like 75 laps, but this was still a really great race to watch. Really fun race, and way better than the spring. Congratulations to William Byron. Passing was good. The racing was good. Really great. You had some battle for weather. With weather going on in the area, drivers were like racing up front really aggressively, treating like every lap was the last lap. Amazing. I'm giving it this race a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 for the Quaker State 400. This was a really great race to watch. Really great race to watch. And so, yeah, congratulations to William Byron. And gets his 4th win of the year. Already his 4th win. So, William Byron, in my opinion, he's going to make the championship for this year. He is going to be a very good championship driver to watch because he's already has 4 wins, playoff points, regular season points leader as of now. He's going to be a great driver to watch in these playoffs, no question about it. So, yeah, drivers spinning out like Larson having bad luck. We have some. We didn't have probably the biggest wreck we've seen was the LaJoie and Ty Gibbs, Ty Gibbs and Chastain incident, where they all spun out. Tyler Reddick, he also got involved in that wreck too. Yeah, we had I think we had many of lead changes. Oh, also, this was Goodyear's 2,000th win. That's what I've heard from the race last night. 2,000th win for Goodyear. So, yeah, Racing was good. Pit road was, good. Pit road had some moments, the track spinning out and some pit road penalties. Ford dominated qualifying and dominated the portions of this race. I thought Ford was going to win, but it ended up being a Hendrick Chevrolet. So, yeah. Don't you mention Tyler Reddick having that save in stage one? Amazing. Racing's been close. So, yeah. What do you guys think about this race? Let me know in the comments. And anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.